Test. Good evening, Banks Braves volleyball fans. Tonight, the Braves host the Oregon Episcopal Aardvarks in the season opener for volleyball, the first broadcast of the 2023-24 Banks Braves athletic season on Westside Mobile Media. You see the rosters there for both teams. We have the starters for the Braves, but we have not yet been given the starters for the Oregon Episcopal Aardvarks. Starting tonight for the Braves will be number 1, Lauren Jansen, a freshman middle blocker. Number 4, senior outside hitter Jocelyn Janasek. Number 6, junior right side hitter McKenna King. Number 7, Ava Bogroff, a senior defensive specialist. Number 14, Jordan Maller, a junior outside hitter. And number 12, a sophomore setter. Number 12, as we just mentioned, Morgan McCraw. The Braves are coached by Diana Herb. There is a JV coach, however, she is not listed on the roster for the Braves and is not listed as an official assistant. Oregon Episcopal is coached by Lauren Ninkovich. David Ibarra is the assistant. We're going to go down now and we'll have a short intermission as we try to go down and get the starters for Oregon Episcopal. We're solo, so we'll be back in just a moment. And we're back. Apologize for the delay as we went down and spoke with Aardvarks head coach Lauren Ninkovich to try to attempt to get starters for Oregon Episcopal, but starters and non-starters will be introduced all together for the Aardvarks. Banks will separate the introductions of the starters and non-starters. We're also going to be handling public address duties tonight, so you might hear another slight delay between the start of the broadcast. Just under 5 minutes to go before the opening serve between the Banks Braves and the Oregon Episcopal Aardvarks of Southwest Portland. We'll have one more volleyball broadcast on Thursday here at home against Seaside. And then Friday, football gets underway with Astoria at home. Banks with Cade Long starting quarterback this season. Lane Gilbert will be the backup. Lane, the third-string starter last year, or third-string quarterback behind Christian Lyda and Ashton Crossan. Ashton Crossan is back for a, once again, senior-laden team. Ashton started this season at quarterback the first 3 games of last season before splitting time between running back and backup quarterback last season. And then with Christian Lyda, broke his arm or wrist on the opening drive of the semifinal loss to Kennedy last year. And Christian Lyda going out on the opening drive with that broken bone. Ashton Crossan came in and more of a running quarterback than Christian. And really, from that point on, Banks couldn't get much going offensively in the loss to Kennedy. And wouldn't you know it, Kennedy is dropping down to, they're coming up to 3A. They were 3A last year, but they're coming into Banks League to replace Corbett. Corbett, a team that moved down to 2A for football only with a small roster last year of about 25 or 30 players, had to forfeit half of their games last season, and the half they were able to play just got destroyed in every game, not only on the scoreboard but physically, and that was the reason for a lot of their injuries, just not enough depth to try to get players in and out on either side of the football. And hopefully Corbett will be able to at least be competitive this year in 2A District. I'm not sure if that's 2A District 1. Used to be called the Northwest League, but with Corbett staying in 3A Athletics for all other sports, that will be called a district, just like 3A District 1 with North Marion dropping down from 4A to 3A for football. We're going to have the public address introductions here in the national anthem in just a moment. Aardvarks school colors are green and white, but they're wearing uniforms that look like something you might expect to see from Seaside. Columbia, or almost similar to a Columbia blue, a light blue with white stripe, Varks in white lettering across the chest, white numerals on the front and back. Banks, their white long sleeve jerseys with blue fading into the white from the bottom, from the end of the sleeves towards the elbow, and navy blue shorts, navy blue numerals on the front and back with the Vegas gold and navy blue arrowhead logo over the left chest near the left shoulder. We're We're going to step away now for just a moment, and you might hear or see us handle the public address duties tonight. About 20 seconds to go before we get started with the sportsmanship script and the introduction of both teams. And first serve from the Braves is picked up by Oregon Episcopal. Return back across the net by Jocelyn Janicek, going back to the center of the court. Braves on the right. Aardvarks on the left. Good volley to start the opening serve. Bogroff gets it back near side to Janicek. Back across the net near side. Back row. Bogroff again. McCraw back to Maller, who comes up short. And the opening point goes to the Aardvarks. And Banks again comes up short on the return, trailing 2-0 early, serving for Oregon Episcopal. Number 7, Scarlett Jacobson. Serve is into the back row. Janicek. Bogroff nearly collides with Morgan McCraw and winds up hitting it into the student section in the southeast corner of the gym. Actually, it is the southwest corner of the gym. Jacobson will continue serving, leading 3-0. Janicek far side out of the back row. Some communication issues for the Braves early. Returned by McKenna King. Far side back across the net by Lily Buckley for the Aardvarks. McCraw sets up Janicek. Dug out, though, by Buckley. Far side returned but blocked. Back across the net. Dug out by the Aardvarks. Off the top of the net. Pushed into the back row. Bogroff digs it out far back corner. McCraw sets it up for Janicek late, but it's going to be wide to the near side back row. And 4-0. Oregon Episcopal 1-2 on the season already. Banks their opening match of the season. Jacobson holding serve. Maller misplays it, but Janicek able to keep it alive. Returned by the Braves. Aardvarks get it back. Returned far side front row by Lily Buckley. And finally, the Braves come up with their first point as the libero/defensive specialist, number 2, Katie Song, is unable to come up with it. 4-1, Oregon Episcopal leading. Braves with their first serve, and it's going to be Bogroff, and Oregon Episcopal comes up short under the net. Actually, it's not Bogroff, it's number 8, Marissa Herbert. 4-2 now. Braves with back-to-back points. The serve dug out far side, and it's misplayed. Hit into the far side net pole, and Ellis McCauley unable to chase it down. 4-3. Braves back within 1. And the serve is dug out by the Aardvarks. Communication issues, returning it late, wide to the far side in front of the student section. And after Oregon Episcopal has started with the first 4 points of the match, Banks has come back with 4 straight of their own to tie it. Herbert with the serve. A couple of players for Oregon Episcopal nearly come together in the back row. Dug out by McCraw off the return. McKenna King to Lauren Jansen, and able to tip it back across the net. Aardvarks can't recover defensively and come up short. Banks now with their first lead on a 5-0 run, up 5-4. Herbert the serve. Return by Oregon Episcopal over the top. A nice little dink that time from the far or near side of the front row of Oregon Episcopal, and we're tied at 5. Scarlett Jacobson, the serve. McCraw to Maller, gets it across over the top from Zoe Olson, far side from Oregon Episcopal. Tipped at the net, and I think we're going to get an illegal touch from the Aardvarks, and Banks back with a 6-5 lead after having their first lead a moment ago at 5-4. Lauren Jansen, deep serve from near the basketball end line, well below the left low block. Steps up to the service line and comes up well short. And service error for the Braves ties the game once again at 6 early. Still in the first set. Katie Song, the defensive specialist, will serve for the Aardvarks from the center of the key, just about right underneath where the basketball hoop would be. Janicek recovers it after a misplay, and Lily Evie seems to misplay it off her wrist. Maybe it's just the way she hits the ball, and somehow able to get it back across the net. I don't think Oregon Episcopal was ready for it. And Banks regains the lead again at 7-6. Janicek comes out. McKenna King to serve. Side serve is just long. Nice effort, very close to the back line, but service will go back to the Aardvarks, tied at 7. Serve from Ellis McCauley for OES. Janicek out of the back row near side. King with the back set to Maller and misplayed it, and the lead goes back to Oregon Episcopal at 8-7. Again, the serve from OES. Janicek to King out of the back row. Lauren Jansen, and it's returned by OES wide to the near side, aiming for the back row, and it's tied again at 8. Jordan Maller from underneath the basketball hoop, where it would be. It's folded up against the back wall, and the return comes up short from Lily Buckley. Banks again with the lead at 9-8. Back and forth we go since it was 4-0 early here in the first set. Maller this time the serve deep, and that's going to be long. Back to Oregon Episcopal. Both teams trading errors, service errors, hitting errors, all kinds of errors. But first match of the season for Banks, match number 4 for OES. Tied at 9, and Maller plays on what should have been a serve that would have gone out, and another error for the Braves gives Oregon Episcopal the lead back at 10-9. Zoe Olson the serve for OES. King sets up Lily Evie into the back row, and misplayed by Lauren Jansen. Hits it into the back wall near the southwest corner of the gym near the student section. Now an 11-9 lead for OES, and we're going to get a rotation error on Banks. So just as the ball is put in play, they give up another point to the Aardvarks, now trailing 12-9. Zoe Olson to serve. Low center of the key. Janicek gets it back from Jansen. Again, communication issues for the Braves. Jacobson. On the return, the Braves can't play it, and OES again on a 4-0 run with a 13-9 lead, or 5-0 run, and we have our first timeout. No, I thought we had a timeout. I think Diana Herb was thinking about it. Jansen will come out. Kendall Shook will come into the game for the first time tonight. Zoe Olson serve. This time the Braves wisely let it go. And it's going to be long, 13-10. Side out back to Banks, trailing by 3 in the first set. Again, with substitutions, Bogroff and Jansen coming back in, replacing Shook and Evie. Ava Bogroff will serve from just one spot above the left low block and comes up well short, so a short-lived series for the Braves, that time off the serve. Back to a 4-point lead for OES, and Uma Kuchera serving. And Janasek hits it into the top back wall near the scoreboard, and now OES with their largest lead of the match at 15-10 midway through the first set. Again, the serve from Kuchera, Janasek, and Bogrov not ready, and Bogrov hits it into the student section, 16-10. Aardvarks on a 8-1 run since it was 9-8 Banks. Finally, Banks gets a point back and regains the serve after the service error from Kuchera, aiming for the near back corner is just a little bit wide and long. Coming in for the Braves, Morgan McCraw replacing Mackenzie Donnelly. McCraw will serve from the left low block. 16-11. And again, the serve is long, 17-11. OES with a 6-point lead nearing the latter stages of the first set. Serve from Jacobson. Return by McKenna King, set back across the net. OES on the return far side from Lily Buckley. Return by Janasek down the near side wide. And it's now 18-11 Aardvarks late in the first set. Jacobson the serve, Janasek plays it cleanly this time out of the far back corner. Coming up late is Bogrov on the return. Jacobson sets it far side back to Buckley and returns it into the net. Banks will get the side out, but still trailing 18-12 late in the first set. Janasek will come out. Coming in, Marissa Herbert. Serving from just inside the key left side and nearly misplaying it, but Aardvarks able to recover. Bogrov far back corner. King out of the far side, gets it across. Double team that time, Maller and Jansen. Aardvarks with the return. Bogrov and Herbert come together, but able to keep it in play. Maller on the return to Song, and we're going to get a hitting error on OES, 18-13. Banks with back-to-back points need to continue this string to try to get back in it and try to regain some momentum late in the first set. Herbert the serve. And tipped high into the air by Zoe Olsen. Returned by Buckley into the top of the net. 3 in a row for Banks, now trailing 18-14. Herbert now moves over to the center of the key. Steps up to the line. Far side misplayed by McCauley out of the front row, but returned, and we're going to get a hitting error on the front row of OES off the return of Lily Tilden. And it's now 18-15 Aardvarks, but Banks making some huge inroads on this what was an 8-point lead for the Aardvarks. And now we have a timeout, OES, 18-16 late in the first set. Banks on a 6-0 run. We'll take a 30-second break and return after this from Jason Bond Remodeling.
Want to give your kitchen or bath a fresh new look? Jason Bond Remodeling has over 20 years experience fabricating and installing stone countertops and can upgrade your home with the countertops of your dreams without the dreamy price tag. They pride themselves on quality and customer satisfaction. They also offer cabinet installation and will do their best to beat any bid by 10%. Based in Washington County and will service most Portland area locations. For quality kitchen and bath remodels, call Jason Bond Remodeling at 503-430-0145.
And we're back late first set, 18-16. Oregon Episcopal of Southwest Portland 1-2 on the season with a 2-point lead late in the first set here at Banks High School. Banks, their opening match of the 23 OSAA 3A volleyball season. Trindone will continue the OES timeout, working on some scoring issues at the scores table. Trin, a great man, great volunteer for OSAA, or a great involvement from him with OSAA officiating. Not only does he officiate OSAA volleyball, more well known for it being a longtime high school basketball official in the state of Oregon. Been involved with training for state officials for quite a number of years. Again, OSAA looking for officials for all sports for this season. If you're interested in staying involved in a sport you love and want to give back to the game you love, contact OSAA or go to osaa.org for more information. The serve from Marissa Herbert, and misplayed, but actually dug out by Song off the floor. Returned by the Braves, but back across from the Aardvarks. Back set to McKenna King. Song, and coming over late, not in time, Zoe Olsen, and the Braves are within one, continuing this run to 18-17. Serve from Herbert, this time runs out of gas, comes up short into the white on the top of the net. 19-17. Aardvarks with the serve back, but only leading by 2. Lily Buckley, the center of the key to our left, the east side of the court. McCraw sets up Jansen. Dug out, though, by the Aardvarks. Bogroff, nice job to keep it off the net pole from Morgan McCraw. Returned by OES. McCraw to King, far side. Sets up Jansen, spun off the net. Nice job, both teams at the net. I think Ninkovich was calling for a lift or giving some instruction to her players along the front line. And again, Banks back within one with a serve back, trailing 19-18 late in the first set. Bogroff will come out. Also coming out, Lauren Jansen, replacing her Kendall Shook. Shook to serve from just outside the key, lower left side. Kept in play by OES, returned by Olsen. McCraw back sets 2. Evie on the return. Olsen over the top, and Janicek got to be careful, nearly rolled over the top of the ball with her wrists. It's back to a 2-point lead for OES. Couldn't get there in time. 20-18, Aardvarks by 2. Serve back to Katie Song. Serve from Song is an ace. Janicek nearly goes parallel to the floor, diving to try to get underneath it, but OES now with a 3-point lead, 21-18, late in the first. Again, the serve from Song. After an ace her last time, this time Maller set for it, gets it back from King with the kill. It's too much for Katie Song, and back within 2. Braves with some momentum off the kill from Jordan Maller, trailing 21-19. McCraw comes out. King will serve after the Braves get the point back, and something going on with John Jarris and the OES bench. I think a bag or something that may have came into play on the court. Backpack. Serve from Herbert. And we're going to get a rotation error on OES. Banks back within 1 on a technical error from the Aardvarks, now trailing 21-20. And Ninkovich getting an explanation from Trindone. Banks on a 10-3 run since the Aardvarks had a 18-10 lead, and we are going to have a reserve, so the score will go back to 21-19. The serve from Herbert. The ball nearly went in the basket after being misplayed by Lily Buckley. And score indeed does go back to 21-20. Again, the serve from Herbert. This time OES is set up for it. Oh, nice. They're going to get a hitting error on the Braves, scrambling for the return. And it's going to go back to a 2-point lead for OES late in the first set. 22-20. Ellis McCauley to serve. Back row, center of the court, Janasek. On the return is Mackenzie Donnelly. Jacobson chases it down and down the far corner for the point. OES on the return, 23-20. And we have a Banks timeout. 23-20 OES late in the first set. We'll take another 30-second break and be back after this from Jim's Market of Banks.
Jim's Market in Banks is an institution serving the community for generations. They're actively involved in events and athletics from the youth league to high school level. Let them serve you with their locally grown fresh produce, fresh bakery items, including custom cakes, and quick hot food from their in-store deli. Jim's Market, conveniently located at the south entrance to Banks.
And we're back. Banks had a slim lead a couple of times early as both teams went back and forth, but Oregon Episcopal made a huge run about midway through to take an 18-10 lead. Banks battled all the way back to pull within one at 18-17, 20-19, and 21-20. Now trail 23-20. Ellis McCauley continue her serve after the timeout from Banks. Dug out by Janasek, back row. King gets it back after OES dumps it back across, and we're going to get a hitting error on Banks. 24-20 set point for OES. And we're going to have another timeout. Banks. OES 1 point away from a first set victory. Aardvarks 24, Banks 20. Again, we'll take another 30-second break and return after this from Sarah Hesselman, Premier Property Group.
Same great smile, same great service, but a brand new location and a great new team. Sarah Hesselman Group is still proud to support Banks High School athletics, but has now joined the Premier Property Group real estate team with new offices located in Bethany. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, contact the Sarah Hesselman Group, Sarah at sarahhesselman.com, or call 503-313-0748.
And we're back. Aardvarks with set point, 24-20 in the first set at Banks. The serve from McCauley is going to be long, and Banks will get the serve back, but got to make a decent run here to try to steal the first set from OES. And the serve from Banks is returned by OES, diving late. Olsen hits it into the far side net pole, 24-22. Again, we are unable to bring you video for any live game video for any OSAA event this season due to contractual obligations with another streaming provider and Banks High School. (24-22) OES the lead late first set, and it's going to be long from Jordan Maller, and the first set will go to the Oregon Episcopal Aardvarks, 25-22. We'll take a 2-minute break and be back after this. This is Banks Braves High School Athletics for the 2023-24 season on Westside Mobile Media. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Legacy Roofing can save your home from leaks, mold, and other issues related to an older roof, preventing future roof issues, saving you thousands of dollars. Backed by an excellent warranty that is transferred if you ever sell your home. Legacy is tops in their field, earning the GAF Master Elite certification. For more information or to get a free quote, call 503-357-7663 today.
Banks Post newspaper is the official news provider of West Side's greatest hits. Listen hourly for West Side news from the Banks Post newsroom. Banks Post newspaper covers Banks, Manning, Buxton, Roy, and surrounding western Washington County communities. If you'd like more information on the Banks Post or want to pick up a copy, visit a local business today. You can also visit their website at bankspost.com or their Facebook page, Banks Post.
Legacy Roofing can save your home from leaks, mold, and other issues related to an older roof.
Preventing future roof issues, saving you thousands of dollars. They use only the most trusted materials backed by an excellent warranty that is transferred if you ever sell your home. Legacy is tops in their field, earning the GAF Master Elite certification and the Golden Pledge warranty. For more information or to get a free quote, call 503-357-7663 today.
Your local lender, Christy Van Meter at Union Home Mortgage, is here to walk you through every step in purchasing your new home. Christy and her team bring trusted knowledge and years of experience to make your home loan financing process an enjoyable one. If you're in the business or have questions about purchasing or refinancing your home, call Christy Van Meter at Union Home Mortgage, 503-327-5302, or visit uhm.com/kvanmeter. Union Home Mortgage, official sponsor of the PBR. Union Home Mortgage promises cap. Christy Van Meter is licensed in Oregon 1700271, Washington MLO-1700271, and Arizona 1039867. Union Home Mortgage is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229.
And we're back, getting ready for the start of the second set. Teams have switched sides. It will be Scarlett Jacobson, the senior, to start off the second set with the serve for OES. Balgroff to McCraw, returned by the Braves. Far side to Lily Buckley. And it's returned long by the Braves. First point goes to OES. And the serve from OES. Look down to fix an issue with our on-screen roster. And Banks with the point, tied at 1 in the second set. And the Braves come up short off the return. So a short-lived serve for the Braves, 2-1. Aardvarks back with the lead early in the second set. And OES unable to dig it out of the back row. Katie Song diving to the floor, tied at 2. Side out back to Banks for Marissa Herbert. 3-2 Banks. Second set. Trailing 1-0. McKenna King to McCraw. King can't keep her balance far side near the net pole, and it goes out of bounds. Tied at 3 now in the second set. Song. Maller, Bogroff just able to keep it in play in front of her own bench. And Braves able to come up with the return. Back across from Kuchera. McCraw sets it up for Bogroff. Off of Jacobson, 4-3. Banks back with the lead in the second set, trailing 1-0. Serve from Jansen. Return, but off the side of the hand of Zoe Olson. Back-to-back points for the Braves, and now a 5-3 lead. I believe that is their first lead of more than 1 point in this match. Again, the serve from Jansen. Back row, dug out by Buck Go. 5-4, serve back to OES. Janasek to King, dumped over by Mallard. Jacobson returned into the net by Zoe Olson, and Banks back to a 2-point lead at 6-4. Donnelly will come in for the Braves, replacing Morgan McCraw. (6-4) Banks in the second set, trailing 1-0. And McKenna King kind of takes a weird angle at the ball. Would have just knocked it straight into the floor if she had made contact, and is unable to do that as she whiffs, and it's 6-5. Serve goes back to OES. And the return from Olsen over the top, tipped by Evie, and Banks unable to come up with the return. Back-to-back points for OES, tied at 6 in the second set. And it's an ace from Zoe Olsen. Communication issues again from the Braves coming in. Number 3, Kendall Shook. (7-6) Braves trailing by 1 now in the second set, trailing 1-0. Maller off the return. King gets it across, or off the serve. King gets it across on the return for Banks. Jacobson out of the center of the court by Evie for the Braves. OES, Jacobson off the block from Evie. King returned by Kendall Shook off the top of the net. OES unprepared for it, and we're tied again at 7 in the second set. Serve from Maller, far side, is going to go wide to the far side, and it's 8-7 off the service error. OES back to a 1-point lead. Kuchera. Just about center of the key, low, and it's just long, aiming for the near back corner. Tied again at 8 in the second set. A couple of Braves players coming in. Shook and McCraw go out, or Shook and Bogroff's serve, Song, far back corner, or near back corner, able to dig it out, and off the block. Banks unable to recover defensively, and back to a 1-point lead for OES, 9-8. Substitution for OES coming out, number 9, Lucy Berglund, being replaced by Ellis McCauley. Scarlett Jacobson will serve. Popped high into the air by Janicek. Bogroff on the return, too much. And it's going to be wide and long, 10-8. Another error for the Braves, leading to an Aardvark point. Jacobson. Mallard digs it out, center of the back row, returned by Donnelly. OES, Jacobson sets it up for Tilden. King, near side to Janicek, has it slip off her hand as she tried to come up with contact across the net. Now OES with an 11-8 lead. And the serve that time is long, 11-9 from the Aardvarks and Jacobson. Banks trailing 11-9. Donnelly will go out. McCraw coming in just to the left side of the left low block. And coming up late is Buckley, and not able to get underneath it enough to make a decent play on the ball, and it goes straight out of bounds into the south side of the bleachers. 11-10. Banks back within 1. Again, the serve from McCraw. And this one's going to go a couple rows deep behind the Braves bench. Tied at 11 in the second set. Serve is short that time from McCraw. 12-11. OES back with a 1-point lead. Serve from OES dug out by the Braves. Returned by King. King again right there, blocked, double teamed, and then King can't keep it in play. McCraw dives for it, but it's going to go back to OES, 13-11. I think OES Lily Buckley will serve. Bogroff to McCraw. Mallard goes on it late, and it's long. 14-11. Banks trailing by 3 in the second set. Already trailing 1-0, losing the first set 25-22. Serve is low, and back across in play. Returned by Olsen, and we're going to get a hitting error on OES. 14-12, Banks trailing by 2. Still, now they adjust the scoreboard. Janicek will come out. Herbert to serve. Tipped high into the air by Olsen. Gets it back. Off the return for OES, far side front row. Bogroff. Herbert on the return, out of the back. Olsen over the top, diving to the floor. McCraw. Nice job to pull it back by McKenna King. Returned by Jansen. Nice job defensively that time by the Braves. They pushed back into the back row. by OES. McCraw off the block. And nice. Oh, they're going to get a hitting error on the Braves. I think a double hit. And 15-12. Nice effort, though, by the Braves. Able to fix some things defensively, but still trailing by 3 midway through the second set, 15-12, as Herb slowly walks up to the service line. McCraw back to Maller near side for OES. Now Banks with an 18-17 lead. Think we have our scoreboard back. Serve from McKenna King is just long and tied again at 18. Serve back to the Aardvarks. Serving Zoe Olsen for OES. Janasek, nice job to get it across after some hitting issues from the near side back row with Janasek and Donnelly, and the return goes into the net from OES. 19-18, Banks back to a 1-point lead. Maller will be replaced by she's not on the roster. Number 2 not on the roster for the Braves. And serve comes up short into the net, 20-18, OES. Okay. Now they correct the score to 19-19. Lily Booth, number 2 on the serve last time for the Braves, not listed on the roster. Score still shows 19-19, and they have not adjusted the score. I don't think that's correct. They're not going to change it. The serve from Bogrov far side is long. Now it's 20-19 OES. Serve from OES is dug out by Lily Booth. Janasek returned by King. Back row, Olsen. Jacobson far side to Lily Buckley. Dug out by the Braves and returned by Banks, but dumped back over by OES. Banks scrambles defensively for the return. Buckley for OES. Janasek sets up King, gets it back, and gets it to Song, far back corner. Dug out by Bogrov far side, racing near the student section. Far back corner. Jacobs in near side front row sets up Buckley, short into the net. Tied at 20 in the second set. Student section starting to come alive. And a serve from McCraw for the Braves. Returned by Buckley for the Aardvarks. Janasek, Bogrov, not enough air underneath it when she made contact with the ball, and it goes into the net. 21-20. OES back with a 1-point lead, but Banks hanging tough here late in the second set, hoping to even things at one set apiece. The serve from Buckley is an ace. Bogrov comes up late, nearly rolls over the top of the ball. 22-21, and they have not updated the score. Serve from Buckley. A nice effort from Booth to keep it in play. Returned by McCraw. Song digs it out for OES. Olsen dug out by Booth again. McCraw sets up Janisic. Dumps it over. Jacobson plays it. Again to Olsen. Far side front row off the net. 23-21 OES. Late in the first set, we have a timeout. Banks trailing again late in the second set, 23-21. We'll take a 30-second break. Be back after this from LaHaye's Custom Embroidery.
Proudly serving our neighbors in Washington County since 1946, LaHaye's is your destination for locally made Letterman's jackets, custom embroidery for business apparel or a unique gift, and scouting uniforms and supplies. LaHaye's is on the corner of 3rd and Main in historic downtown Hillsborough. Open Wednesday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 10 to 4, and anytime online at lahayes.com or call us at 503-648-2341.
And we're back. Banks already trailing 1-0, 25-22. Trailing late in the second set as well, 23-21. The serve from Lily Buckley. Bogroff misplays it. Booth able to track it down near back baseline or basketball corner. Returned by OES. Booth steals it from Janisic and misplays it. 24-21. Again, OES with set point in the second set. Buckley. Again, the serve. Janisic to McCraw. Gets it back across the net. Song comes up late. Jacobson misplays it. Just gets it across, but works just like a lob to McKenna King, who dumps it over after OES had stepped back off the front row. 24-22 once again. Janisic the serve, wide, far side. And the second set also goes to OES by the same score of 25-22. OES Aardvarks with a 2-0 lead. They'll try to wrap it up. When we return after a 2-minute break, we'll also get our scoreboard fixed for you after our 2-minute break, and we'll return with the third set in just a moment.
Visit Main Street Pizza in Banks, located next to Jim's Market, for the best pizza in Washington County. From loaded hot baked subs to a Main Street special pizza piled high, we will satisfy your pizza cravings. We've been serving and supporting the Banks community since 1986. Open daily at 11 a.m. Call ahead now to place your order at 503-324-5858 or follow us on Facebook to see our daily lunch specials. Mention this radio ad and receive $2 off any Main Street pizza.
Whether it's a steaming hot old-fashioned cup of joe or hot chocolate on a cold winter day, or an ice-cold Italian soda or iced coffee on a hot summer day, anytime is a great time to stop by Scoggins Creek Coffee. With 2 locations in Gaston and Yamhill Carlton, their warm and friendly baristas will get you the delicious drink of your choice. Scoggins Creek Coffee, call 503-985-3483, 503-985-3483.
Specialty Screen Printing in Yamhill offers your business the creativity and expertise to print your logo on a variety of items. Owners Ken and Linda Johnson have 40 years of experience on industrial parts and every type of material, including ceramic tile. Their fast service can have your project done in less than a week. Visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com, to see for yourself how they can help you boost your company's marketing and industrial screen printing needs. Call 971-998-9274 or visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com.
There's a new premier fiber internet provider in Vernonia featuring friendly and helpful customer service. Sign up with Gorge Networks today for symmetrical speed fiber internet, 300 meg or 1 gig speeds with managed Wi-Fi included in the low monthly price. No contracts or price increases. Refer a friend and get a free month of service. Make the switch to Gorge Networks today. Call 541-436-0223. You can also email us at sales@gorge.net.
And we're back, start of the third set. Banks trailing 2-0, 25-22 in consecutive sets. McCraw to serve for the Braves. Dug out by Zoe Olson. Return by Olson or Buckley, and hitting error on the Braves. It's going to go out of bounds anyway into the far side of the bleachers, and OES has had the lead each of the first three sets. And the return from Banks goes out of bounds, wide to the near side at the net pole, now trailing 2-0. Serve from Jacobson for OES. McCraw sets up King, comes up short off the top of the net. 3-0 OES in control early in the third set. The serve from Jacobson. Bogroff. McCraw back sets it to Mallard. On the return to Buckley. Gets it back far side front row. Blocked. McCraw to King. Sets up Mallard. Off, dumped over by OES. King from Mallard off the block. Dug out by Jacobson. Return by Buckley. Janicek gets it across for the Braves. Jacobson. Far side to Buckley. Blocked at the net. Down the far side, but Bogroff can't get there in time. 4-0 OES. Just like the start of the game, OES went on a 4-0 run before Banks scored the next 5. They did have a 2-point lead briefly in the second set, but have never led by more than that in this match. The serve from Maller, return from Maller, probably would have went long, but OES plays it. And there's maybe the start of another 4-point run like we saw last time OES had a 4-0 lead. 4-1 Aardvarks in the third set, already up 25-22 in consecutive sets. The serve from Herbert, played late by Olson, returned by Buckley, and yeah, Bogroff officials didn't catch it, but she kicked it, and that's an illegal hit. Trendone, I think, kind of realized they weren't going to return it anyway, so he didn't. One back to a 4-point lead for OES, so much for a 4-point run to tie it. Herbert will come out. Janicek comes back in to play left side of the front row now. Will play way back, and now scrambling defensively. Can't figure out where she wants to be, and it was still moving when the ball was served, and that's a no-no, and that gives OES now a 6-1 lead. Jocelyn Janicek, the leader of this team with only 3 seniors. Her Marissa Herbert and Ava Bogroff. Bogroff did not play much last year due to an injury, and Herbert was with the team most of the season, but did not play much either, except for in limited action serving. Song off the return, and it's going to go into the bottom of the net, and a hitting error by Jacobson nearly has it fall in her lap, and it's 6-2 in favor of the Aardvarks, but when you're leading by that much and have had a two-set lead, you can kind of laugh about that sort of play. Coming off Bogroff for the Braves, a serve from Maller, who's short off the top of the net, 7-2. Aardvarks back to a 5-point lead, and instead of increasing their effort, I think the Braves are running out of gas against OES, which looks much better than a 1-2 team. The serve from Song, low, dug out by Janicek off the top of the net, returned by Evie. McCauley pulls it back, dumped over by Kuchera. King, nice job by Evie to get it back across and pull it off the net, but returned down the far side by Olsen over the top and finds a hole in the far side of the Braves defense, and OES in control here in the third set, leading 8-2. The serve from Lily Song. McCraw dives to the floor. It goes behind the Braves bench a couple rows deep, and it's 9-2 OES. And Trindone looking at the Braves bench and head coach Diana Herb, I think anticipating a timeout. 9-2 OES, and they have the lead 18-10 in the first set, and there's an ace as the ball goes right between McCraw and Janicek near back corner. It's now 10-2, and we do have a Banks timeout. 10-2 OES, starting to run away with it here in the third set after two close sets, 25-22 in each of the first two. It's OES 10 and Banks 2 in the third set, and what looks like now will likely be the final set. We'll take a 30-second break and be back after this from Wana Credit Union.
At Wana Credit Union, every individual is unique, with different needs, different wants, and different goals. This is who we are, and we live here. Our families live here. Our friends live here. This is our home, because to us, you're not a number. You're an individual. Wana Credit Union. Individuals welcome.
And we're back 10-2 OES in the third set, up 25-22, 25-22. Banks will host Seaside on Friday or Thursday, and if they do not make some kind of big run here late in the third set, their first match is going to be a defeat, and their match on Thursday night, they'll still be looking for their first victory of the season. Song. Serve dug out by Janicek. King, far side to Maller, at halfway up the line. Return over her head by Olsen is going to be just wide over her head. 10-3. Banks trailing by 7. McCraw comes out. King, serve from the just above the left low block, and it's just long. 11-3. Service goes back to OES. The serve from McCauley is just long. 11-4. Side out back to Banks. Lauren Jansen comes out. Donnelly, I think, is the one that comes in to replace her, or Kendall Shook. Serve from Shook is, thought it was going to come up well short. Looked like it went off her fingertips And it's an ace, though, as it goes out of bounds off the attempt from the Aardvarks. 11-5, back-to-back points for the Braves. Again, the serve from Kendall Shook. Dug out by OES. Berglund now in the game, and this one is going to be long and wide. Aiming for the near back corner was Zoe Olsen. 11-6. Serve from Kendall Shook, and it's misplayed by Lily Buckley. Couldn't decide if she should let it go or not, and by the time she decided to make a move on the ball, it was too late as it nearly hit the ground, and I think it may have been just long, but it was very close either way, and she decided to make a play on it, and on the attempt cannot get it across. 11-7, Banks with 4 in a row after trailing 11-3. Good battle at the net this time, both sides, returned by Olsen. Janasek returned by King. Olsen. And returned by Donnelly. Olsen on the return for OES. Shook. Near side to Janasek. On the kill. Song can't get there. Nearly collides with Buckley, and it's 11-8. Banks on a 5-point run. Again, the serve from Kendall Shook. Olsen. Berglund. This time Kuchera, dug out by Maller. King. To Shook out of the back row. Olsen. Jacobson misplays it. And Berglund and Buckley. Communication errors on the attempt. And it's 11-9. Banks within 2 on a 6-0 run. Again, the serve from Kendall Shook. She's not running out of gas yet. We have a timeout, OES. Banks is within 1 after trailing 11-3. It's now OES 11 and the Banks Braves 10. Banks on a 7-0 run since their timeout. That will lead to an OES timeout as the Braves have stolen all the momentum. We'll be back after this 30-second break from In Likeness of You.
In Likeness of You offers caricatures, face painting, temporary games, arcade games, and even costume hero birthday events. Since 2013, they've even held corporate events for some of the biggest companies in the world. For more information or to book your next party, go to inlikenessofyou.com, thebash.com, or call 503-858-0164. That's 503-858-0164.
And we're back. Braves trailing 11-10 in the third set. Down 2-0, 25-22 each. Kendall Shook has served the last 7 straight points for the Braves. From left to the key. Jacobson misplays it, and it goes underneath the net near the far side net pole, and we're tied at 11. Can the Braves continue this run and steal the third set? It's still kind of early. Haven't quite reached the midway point yet. And the Braves coming up with the point. A dink at the net far side by Mackenzie Donnelly. And Banks has come all the way back with 9 straight to take a 12-11 lead. Serve again from Shook. Olsen. Berglund far side to Jacobson over the top. And she was in the net. And the Braves have scored 10 straight off the error from OES. And it's now 13-11. Shook, incredible job holding serve. Kuchera, and Berglund goes under the net. 14-11. What a coup this would be for the Braves if they're able to keep this momentum with 11 straight points here nearing the midway stage of the third set. Returned by Berglund. Shook. King sets up Janicek over the top. Dug out by Olsen. Gets it back far side. And Shook to Maller. Nice back set by Evie, but OES is ready for it. Little power to it. And this time OES finally ends the run, finding a hole just inside the near back corner past Jordan Maller. 14-13 or 14-12. Banks still with a 2-point lead though, but the serve back to the Aardvarks and Zoe Olsen. Center of the key, Janicek off the serve. King able to dump it across, and nice effort, but late on the attempt. Shook had it slapped back in her face on the second hit and couldn't do anything with it. 14-13, back-to-back points for OES. Back to a 2-point lead for the Braves, and see if they can continue a similar run that they had to go from 11-3 down to go up to off their last serve. Hitting now 15-13, Ava Bogroff to serve for the Braves. Midway up the left side of the key. Her serve is dug out by Olsen out of the back row. Olsen goes late to come up with the return. Some communication issues though with Song. Nice effort from Maller, but she crossed the center line and returned it wide anyway. And it's back to a 1-point lead at 15-14 in favor of the Braves. Kuchera. 2 steps off the service line, center of the key. Tosses the ball, slaps it across the net, and it's just long. 16-14, back to a 2-point lead for the Braves, and the service back for, I think, Morgan McCraw. Serve from McCraw, low, dug out by Olsen, and communication issues for OES. Berglund and Song look at each other and let it hit the floor. It's 17-14. Banks trailed 11-3 earlier in the set. They're on a 14-3 run. The return from McCraw. Olsen pops it high in the air. Nobody can get there in time. 18-14 Braves with a 4-point lead and another OES timeout. Late in the third set, it's Banks 18, OES 14, Braves trailing 2-0. Can they send it to a fourth set? We'll be back after this 30-second break from Westside Mobile Media.
Westside Mobile Media is home to Westside's greatest hits. Great top 40 hits from the 70s to today with
18-14 break. McCraw to serve for the Braves. Huge hole in the center of the court. And Berglund gets it from Olsen. Back in the lap of Olsen. She can't recover her Buckley. And it's 19-14 Braves with their largest lead of the match, up 5 late in the third. (19-14) Braves. Return from Berglund. King back across from OES. Shook to McCraw. Returned by Janicek. Song has it stolen from her by her teammate Olsen, but OES recovers for the return. 19-14 Braves. The return from OES. Bogroff to McCraw. Far side King. Over the top. Past a diving effort from Scarlett Jacobson. The Braves are up 6 late in the third. (20-14) Braves. And coming up short into the net is Berglund, 22-14. The serve from McCraw. Olsen. Dug out by McCraw. Incredible play for the point on the return from the floor. Finding a spot in the back left corner, 22-14. McCraw, the serve again. Jacobson, near side, center of the court. 22-14. And the return that time is just long, 22-15. Side out back to the Braves. Or side out back to OES. Serve from Jacobson. Shook. And late coming over is Bogroff, some communication issues. (22-16) back-to-back points for OES. The serve from Jacobson. Shook. Coming over late is McCraw from the far side, returned by King, and lobs it to the OES front row, 22-17. Again, Jacobson the serve. Bogroff to Shook, gets it back off the line, returned by Maller. Jacobson chases it down, gets it back to Olsen into the back row. Bogroff pops it up, and nobody can get there in time. McCraw dives late near the student section. 4 in a row now for OES, 22-18. Will OES connect on the next 7 in a row for 3 straight 25-22 and a 3-set victory? No, return by Bogroff, misplays it, 22-19. And OES gets a little bit of momentum, and the Braves start to fall apart. 5 in a row by OES. Can they get the serve back? Jacobson to Shook. McCraw sets up Maller into the back row. Olsen for OES. Pulling it back, Jacobson back to Olsen out of the back row. Bogroff. McCraw sets up Janicek near side. Dug out by Olsen. Jacobson far side sets up Buckley, and dug out by the Braves. King, returned by Maller, too long, 22-20. Banks had an 8-point lead earlier in this, late in this third set at 22-14, and now off the serves of Jacobson for OES. The Aardvarks have come all the way back in 2. Maller tips it high into the air, back, but to Janicek, returned by McKenna King. Tilden, returned by Buckley for the Aardvarks. Janicek gets it across. Stolen, and they're going to get a hitting error on the Braves. I think it's a double hit by Maller, and OES has come all the way back to pull within 1 at 22-21 late in the third. The serve from Jacobson. Again is, coming over late is Shook, and she probably should have let it go. Looked like it was going to be wide, and we're tied at 22. Again, the serve from Jacobson. Bogroff to McCraw. Sets up King. Dumps it over. Oh, they get the point. Coming over, diving to the floor late is Olsen. Near side, down the line. 23-22 Braves. Serve from Shook off the net, or from Herbert off the net for an ace. Set point for the Braves in the third set, up 24-22. The serve from Herbert. Song. Jacobson to Berglund. On the return, Herbert misplays it, but gets it to Jansen. On the return, Maller. Song and Olsen come together, but returned by Olsen back across the net. Bogroff to McCraw. Back sets to King. Song digs it out far side back corner. Jacobson pulls it off the net. Returned into the net by Olsen, and the Braves win the third set 25-22. All three sets by the same score, 2 to OES. The first two 25-22. Banks able to hold on 25-22 in the third set to force it to a fourth set. A lot of excitement, a lot of action both ways in this opening game of the 2023 OSAA 3A volleyball season. We'll take another 2-minute break and return after this from Oregon National Guard.
The Army National Guard plays a vital role in your community. We're on the front lines supporting essential personnel, first responders, law enforcement, and medical professionals, delivering food, supplies, and medicine, keeping communities safe, making a difference. During emergencies, we're always ready, always there. Learn more about part-time service in the Army National Guard at nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Oregon Army National Guard, aired by the Oregon Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Want to give your kitchen or bath a fresh new look? Jason Bond Remodeling has over 20 years experience fabricating and installing stone countertops and can upgrade your home with the countertops of your dreams without the dreamy price tag. They pride themselves on quality and customer satisfaction. They also offer cabinet installation and will do their best to beat any bid by 10%. Based in Washington County and will service most Portland area locations. For quality kitchen remodeling at 503-430-0145.
Jim's Market in Banks is an institution serving the community for generations. They're actively involved in events and athletics from the youth league to high school level. Let them serve you with their locally grown fresh produce, fresh bakery items, including custom cakes, and quick hot food from their in-store deli. Jim's Market, conveniently located at the south entrance to Banks.
(25-22). Banks trailing 2-1. OES with the first two sets 25-22. Banks holding on for the third set by the same score. Start of the fourth set. Banks trailing 2-1 and off the serve. Coming up short is Berglund. Banks with the first point of the fourth set. And now a 10-7 lead as the return from OES goes into the net. (10-7), Braves with the lead. King to Donnelly. Janasek on the return. Berglund back to Buckley far side. And then nice job by Maller from well behind the service line to come up with the return on the third hit. Dumped over by Donnelly, but just wide. 10-8 OES. Trailing by 2 in the fourth set. Substitution for the Braves coming in, Bogroff replacing Evie. Bogroff steps to the line and connects wide, aiming for the near back corner. 11-9 Braves in the fourth set. Serve from OES. King to Janicek. Dumps it over. Berglund is ready for it into the back row. Bogroff chasing it down is McKenna King. Returned by Donnelly. Coming near side is Olsen. That one looked like it could have gone wide. And communication issues for OES. Tilden makes a move on it late, but whiffs. And it's 12-9 Banks back to a 3-point lead. And getting the serve back. Trailing 2-1. And the serve from Banks is going to be short off the return from Zoe Olsen, 13-9. And I think we have an injury timeout to an OES player. We have our scoreboard back. (13-9) Banks in the fourth set, trailing 2-1, 22-25, 22-25, 25-22, up 12, now 13-9 in the fourth set. Again, I want to apologize for the Wi-Fi bugs we've had tonight. Kind of tough sometimes doing high school sports inside of a older brick building where Wi-Fi signal is hard to get through or in. Hopefully football on Friday will be much better. 13-9, Banks in the fourth set. Morgan McCraw to serve. Far side to Olsen. Berglund comes center of the court, back to Olsen, far side. Shook. Bogroff able to track it down, playing it off the rafter is McCraw on the return. Berglund to Olsen, far side, comes back center of the court. Bogroff comes over late, gets a foot on it, but it's going to go back to OES, trailing 13-10. Serve is I think may have just grazed the net, McCraw, and we're going to get a hitting error on Banks, 14-11. No, they gave the point. The score's not right. They gave the point to Banks, but OES is serving. It's 14-10. The serve goes into the top of the net. Now they correct it. It's 13-11. And I think that's actually happened a couple of times also earlier in the match. Now it's 14-11. Banks. Shook comes out. Marissa Herbert will come in to serve. And last time, she didn't do much, only served for 10 straight points. And this time, maybe still not quite recovered from her last time at the line, comes up short, 14-12. Serve from Jacobson for OES. Bogroff, far side to McCraw, back sets to King, coming up to the line. Nice job by Bogroff to chase it down after King wasn't ready for it defensively, and OES back within one at 14-13. Serve from Jacobson. Janicek to McCraw, and King able to stay out of the net on the return. Jacobson, and that's going to be an error. Misplayed by McCraw. Nearly goes into the back wall. Janicek can't chase it down, and it's tied at 14. The serve from Jacobson. Janicek low. And returned into the bottom of the net by Jansen, and a run for OES. Gives the Aardvarks a 1-point lead at 15-14. The serve from Jacobson. Jansen to McCraw, back to Jansen near side. Too much over the top, long, 16-14 OES. Jacobson again on the serve. Bogroff to McCraw. Maller sets it across into the back row. Berglund returned by OES. Janicek dives to the floor, but can't do anything with it. 17-14 OES. And Banks forgot how many hits, and Jansen tried to pass on the third hit, and that's going to be another error. 18-14, and we have a timeout, Banks. Banks was able to come back and hold off to pull one out in the third set after having a much larger lead. But here in the fourth set, OES on a big run to go up for 18-14, scoring 8 in a row. And Banks is going to have to find a way to get some momentum to send it to a fifth and final set. We'll take a 30-second break and be back after this from Sarah Hesselman.
Same great smile, same great service, but a brand new location and a great new team. Sarah Hesselman Group is still proud to support Banks High School athletics, but has now joined the Premier Property Group real estate team with new offices located in Bethany. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, contact the Sarah Hesselman Group, Sarah at sarahhesselman.com, or call 503-313-0748.
And we're back 18-14 in the fourth set. Jacobson holding serve for OES. Return by Maller, blocked at the net by Kuchera, but can't recover it, and it's 18-15. Banks within 3. Bogroff will come out. Evie enters the game. Maller to serve. And it's misplayed by OES. Nearly somehow able to get it back across by Jacobson. but it goes underneath the net, 18-16. Back-to-back points for the Braves. Mallard for her second serve, short, diving, coming up with the return. Mallard to McCraw, sets up Evie over the top into the back row. Jacobson nearly slips and falls, but Kuchera comes up with the kill in front of a diving effort from Janasek, 19-16. Back to a 3-point lead for OES. Katie Song now has traded jerseys with Jacobson, now the libero for OES. Her serve is clean, returned by the Braves. And we're going to get a lift on Evie, and it's 20-16. Banks, or OES, starting to pull away here in the fourth set in what would be a 3-1 victory. Song. Serve dug out by Mallard. Evie pulls it back off the net, and nice job by King to tip it back across. Blocked at the net that time between Evie and King. And 20-17, Banks back within 3, trying to keep it around that 3 to 4 point margin, but late in the fourth set, running out of time to try to even things up and send it to a fifth and final set. The serve from King. Coming up is Jacobson. Olsen to Buckley to Olsen. Return, Mallard, short. Berglund digs it out. Olsen on the return, wide to the far side, and Banks within 2 at 20-18. Serve from King is misplayed by Buckley, and the Braves are back within 1 at 20-19. And a serve from McKenna King. Olsen, Kuchera on the return. Mallard, King races up towards the front, return by Jansen. Olsen over the top. Mallard, back row. King sets up Jansen in front of Lily Buckley, who was at her knees, but set up too short or too far back, I should say, short on the attempt, and we're tied at 20. Again, the serve from King, and shakes her head and ran out of gas. 21-20. OES regains the lead late in the fourth set. Zoe Olsen to serve. Mallard to King. Sets up Jansen, comes up short, slipped at the net. Banks is going to get a hitting error on OES, and tied at 21. Jansen will come out. Shook will serve. Jacobson returned by Buckley. Battle at the net, back to Banks. Janasek popped up by Buckley, and Jacobson can't track it down. Banks back to a 1-point lead at 22-21. The serve from Shook. Again coming up short is OES. Timeout Aardvarks. Banks 23, OES 21 after OES had an 18-14 lead a moment ago. Banks on an 8-3 run, trying to send it to a fifth and final set. Up 2 late in the fourth. We'll take a 30-second break and be back after this from Legacy Roofing.
Legacy Roofing can save your home from leaks, mold, and other issues related to an older roof, preventing future roof issues, saving you thousands of dollars. They use only the most trusted materials backed by an excellent warranty
that is transferred if you ever sell your home. Legacy is tops in their field, earning the GAF Master Elite certification and the Golden Pledge warranty. For more information or to get a free quote, call 503-357-7663 today. And we're back late in the fourth set. Banks on a 9-3 run since it was 18-14, up 23-21. Donnelly off the return from OES, and we're going to get a hitting error on the Braves. 23-22. Service will go back to OES. Kuchera to serve for the Aardvarks. Straddling the left side of the key. Deep, and Maller played it when she shouldn't have. And now we're tied at 23 on what should have been match point. Again, the serve from Kuchera. And it's down the corner. 24-23. Match point for OES, up 2-1. Timeout Banks, trailing 24-23.
Banks Post newspaper is the official news provider of West Side's greatest hits. Listen hourly for West Side news from the Banks Post newsroom. Banks Post newspaper covers Banks, Manning, Buxton, Roy, and surrounding western Washington County communities. If you'd like more information on the Banks Post or want to pick up a copy, visit a local business today. You can also visit their website at bankspost.com or their Facebook page, Banks Post.
Match point for Uma Kuchera and the OES Aardvarks, 24-23, up 2-1. The serve. Maller at the net battle with King, and OES unable to pull it back off the net. Tied at 24, and the Braves get the side out. It's been a very close battle between these two teams, almost like a playoff match, the way these two teams have been close in each set, and it's just the first match of the season. The serve from Bogroff. Left to the key, misplayed by Buckley, and OES is not going to get it across, and 25-24, Banks in the fourth set. Can they send it to a fifth after OES had match point up 24-23? Bogroff misplayed by Buckley, but returned by OES. Bogroff digs it out. King, turned by Shook. Jacobson misplays it, and it's going to go onto the baseline or end line for basketball. OES can't play it, and it's 26-24. Banks taking the fourth set, heading to a fifth and final set to 15. Tied at 2 sets apiece. OES winning the first two 25-22. Banks winning the third 25-22 and the fourth 26-24. We'll take another 2-minute break and return in just a moment after this from Christy Van Meter at Union Home Mortgage.
Your local lender, Christy Van Meter at Union Home Mortgage, is here to walk you through every step in purchasing your new home. Christy and her team bring trusted knowledge and years of experience to make your home loan financing process an enjoyable one. If you're in the business or have questions about purchasing or refinancing your home, call Christy Van Meter at Union Home Mortgage, 503-327-5302, or visit uhm.com/kvanmeter. Union Home Mortgage, official sponsor of the PBR. Union Home Mortgage promises cap. Christy Van Meter is licensed in Oregon 1700271, Washington MLO-1700271, and Arizona 1039867. Union Home Mortgage is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229.
Proudly serving our neighbors in Washington County since 1946, LaHaye's is your destination for locally made Letterman's jackets, custom embroidery for business apparel or a unique gift, and scouting uniforms and supplies. LaHaye's is on the corner of 3rd and Main in historic downtown Hillsboro. Open Wednesday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 10 to 4, and anytime online at lahays.com or call us at 503-648-2341.
Visit Main Street Pizza in Banks, located next to Jim's Market, for the best pizza in Washington County. From loaded hot baked subs to a Main Street special pizza piled high, we will satisfy your pizza cravings. We've been serving and supporting the Banks community since 1986. Open daily at 11 a.m. Call ahead now to place your order at 503-324-5858 or follow us on Facebook to see our daily lunch specials. Mention this radio ad and receive $2 off any Main Street pizza.
Whether it's a steaming hot old-fashioned cup of joe or hot chocolate on a cold winter day, or an ice-cold Italian soda or iced coffee on a hot summer day, any time is a great time to stop by Scoggins Creek Coffee. With 2 locations in Gaston and Yamhill Carlton, their warm and friendly baristas will get you the delicious drink of your choice. Scoggins Creek Coffee, call 503-985-3483, 503-985-3483. And we're back for a 5th and final set in what has been an incredible battle between the OES Aardvarks 1 and 2 and the Banks Braves, their first volleyball match of the season. Neither team winning a set by more than 3 points. Morgan McCraw to start the 5th. Jacobson near side. Berglund chases it down. Battle at the net. Berglund misplays it, and the first point of the 5th set goes to the Braves. Serve again from McCraw. It goes into the net off the return from OES. Banks up 2-0 in the 5th set. Serve from McCraw. Jacobson returned by Berglund. King. Tilden chases it down, returned by OES. King. McCraw sets up Maller, sets it into the back row for Olsen. And we're going to get a hitting error on OES. Banks a 3-0 lead. Turned by OES, Janasek. McCraw back to Janasek near side. Jacobson can handle it, knocks it halfway up the bleachers far side. Timeout OES. Banks up 4-0 in the 5th and final set. Take a 30-second break and again try to figure out what's going on with our scoreboard. Banks trying to steal one here at home in the opener, up 4-0 in the 5th set over OES.
Specialty Screen Printing in Yamhill offers your business the creativity and expertise to print your logo on a variety of items. Owners Ken and Linda Johnson have 40 years of experience on industrial parts and every type of material, including ceramic tile. Their fast service can have your project done in less than a week. Visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com, to see for yourself how they can help you boost your company's marketing and industrial screen printing needs. Call 971-998-9274 or visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com.
Serve for Morgan McCraw. Olsen. Berglund sets up Buckley. And off the top of the net. Banks able to pull it back. Shook on the return. Olsen. Berglund again to Buckley. And this time Banks can't recover, and McKenna King can't get it back across the net. 4-1, first point of the fifth set for OES. Shook. Bogroff. Returned by the Braves. Berglund far side to Buckley. Comes up short. 5-1 Braves in the fifth. Service dug out by Jacobson, and a couple of players run into each other for OES. Returned by Jansen for the Braves. Dumped over by Jansen. 6-1 Braves in the fifth. And 7-1 Braves on a tip out of bounds by OES. Banks, who was trailing OES, had match point at 24-23 in the fourth. Now Banks has taken control in the fifth set. Dumped over by King, far side. Berglund far side to Buckley. And it's going to be long. And another timeout OES. Banks with an 8-1 lead in the fourth set. We'll take a 30-second break. Actually, we'll keep things here and try to get our scoreboard figured out. This is Banks Braves Volleyball on Westside Mobile Media. A1 Banks in the fifth set. Returned by OES. Bogroff out of the far back row. Returned by King far side. Comes up short into the top of the net. 8-2 Banks in the fifth set. Serve from OES. Mallard on the return. Jacobson. Berglund sets it up for Buckley far side. Returned by the Braves. Buckley to Berglund. Back to Buckley far side front row. Spins off the net from Mallard on the return. Into the bottom of the net. Berglund, and it's 9-2 Braves in the fifth. Serve from Mallard. Returned by Berglund, or by Olsen, and it's going to be long. 10-2 Braves. And a serve from Mallard. Pulled back from near the scores table by McCauley. Returned by OES. McCraw sets up King far side. Too long. 10-3 Braves in the fifth. Serve from Jacobson for OES. Returned by the Braves. Pulling it back in play is Lucy Berglund. OES on the return. McCraw to King far side. And Jacobson, that is Jacobson diving kind of, well, she kind of may have slipped and fell. Almost looked like she may have tweaked an ankle. 11-3 Braves in the fifth set. McKenna King now to serve. And a scramble between 3 or 4 players at the center of the court, and it's going to go back to OES. Trailing 11-4 in the fifth. Serve from OES. King sets up Donnelly. Song to Berglund. Olsen far side, just wide in front of the student section. 12-4 Braves. Serve from Shook. Buckley, returned by OES. Kuchera far side. Shook to Maller on the return for Banks. Berglund. Kuchera tries to backhand it and comes up short. 13-4. Braves 2 points away from a match victory after stealing victory from the jaws of defeat late in the fourth set. Returned by OES. Maller probably should have let that one go. Looked like it would have been wide and long. 13-5. Back to OES. Janicek gets it back from King. OES plays it. Berglund to Kuchera. Maller out of the back row to King. Far side Donnelly. Jacobson for OES. Berglund sets up Olsen or Buckley far side. Maller. And King slips and falls under the net. And that's going to be an error on the Braves. 13-6. OES, Banks, OES. Still trailing by 7. Olsen. Janicek to gets it back from King on the return. 14-6 Braves. Match point. And serve that time from Bogroff is long, 14-7. The serve from Kuchera off the top of the net for an ace. Past McKenna King between King and Maller near side, 14-8. King Maller into the top of the net, 14-9. Serve from Kuchera. Janicek to King. Donnelly. Berglund. And that's going to be the match as it's misplayed by Zoe Olson into the locker room. Banks comes all the way back from losing the first two sets 25-22 to take it in 5 sets 22-25, 22-25, 25-22, 26-24, 15-9 for an opening season match in 5 sets over the Oregon Episcopal Aardvarks. That'll do it for us. Our final score, Banks 3 sets to 2, 22-25, 22-25, 25-22, 26-24, 15-9 over the Oregon Episcopal School Aardvarks of Southwest Portland. Our next broadcast will be Thursday night back here at home at 6 o'clock as the Braves host Seaside. And then we'll have football for you on Friday night. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Enjoy the rest of your Monday evening. Good night and God bless.